Happy Sunday, people. It is the Jaden Show. I am Jaden Cornelious, your host, with the most amazing people on my show. Today is no different. I'm going down the road and round the corner, or actually up the mountain, to San Cristobal de las Casas in Chiapas, Mexico, to meet singer, songwriter, musician, the amazing Lord Crow. You're going to love him, but I think we should check a little bit of him out in action now. Such a lovely guy. You're going to meet him very shortly, but I'm afraid we have to go to a Jaden Show commercial break first. So a little bit more patience, please. Super cool. I know you are dying to meet today's guest. He is super cool. He's a really, really lovely guy, and his name is Lord Crow. So please welcome Lord Crow to the Jaden Show, everybody. Oh my goodness, Lord Crow, welcome to the Jaden Show. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty funny. Oh, God. I fucked up.
And you are funny. This is good.
What?
And it was funny, so this is good.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm pretty happy. That was the word.
This is cool. No, your English is amazing. We were just talking about this before we started the conversation for the Jaden Show, and it was really interesting. I'm going to ask you to tell me the story again. The fact it was music that, in a way, taught you English. How did it happen for you?
Well, I think it's one of that crazy things that music can make, because music, changed your brain forever in a good way, and because music, in music it involves all kind of disciplines, like shooting videos and recording and all of kind of stuff. And because I'm Mexican and I'm living here in a small town, I didn't have access to a good rock teacher or guitar player to teach me how to play the guitar. And I fell in love with music when I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old. And it was funny because I started with new metal, like System of a Down, Slipknot, and that heavy bands. And actually, it was Slipknot the first thing that get my attention. And when I listened to the drum fills and stuff like that, I was like blown away for that. And I was a small child, but I have this thought of just having this into my life. I need to be a musician was my first stop when I listened to Slipknot. And I asked my parents to get me a drum kit and get me to drum lessons. But my family doesn't have too much money because, we're living here in Chiapas, and in Chiapas it's one of the, it's actually, I think, of all the whole country, we are like the number one in poverty. Mm-hmm. So it's very difficult to get a good, income here. So because we didn't have enough money to get a drum kit, just my parents just lied to me and keep like the promise of yes, you're gonna have
one day. Yeah.
One day, yeah. And then when I was like maybe 11 years old, I see, because I was into really heavy music, and the first time I hear Guns N' Roses, because I hear Don't Cry, I think so. Mm-hmm. Because it was ballad, it was like not for me. But then I listened to this, which is my favorite song of all time. It's Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. And when I listened the intro and then the riffs, the guitar riffs and the solos and Slash, like having all this cool stuff here, was, blown away again with music. And I was, okay, this is it. I'm going to be a guitar player. Okay. And because the guitar is really more like, you can have like more access to a guitar than
it's cheaper. Absolutely.
Yeah. So my parents get me my first guitar, which was a classical guitar, and then I get into classical lessons, classical music, which I love too. It's funny because I don't know why my brain in that moment was like into heavy music and into classical music, which is like a big contrast.
But it's quite healthy.
But when I spent like 1 year learning to play the guitar in classical, I was so frustrated, because I was not learning how to play, how to play the music, which I love, the heavy music, the heavy metal music, the new metal and stuff like that. So when I get into middle school, I start to learning by myself. Just, watching videos on YouTube. And back in the day on YouTube, YouTube wasn't the big monster we have now, with all kind of channels and all kind of people doing all kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. In that time was like just for watching funny videos and stuff like that. But in the UK and US, they already have like videos of how to learn the pentatonic scales and chords and stuff and songs. So I start to learning English in the same way I was learning to play the guitar in the rock way, in the rock mood. So maybe because I was a child, my brain started to absorbing all this information, the English and the music. And that's why my English is like right now, I'm not like super good because I have a lot of grammar issues yet, but in my pronunciation too, it's like which is funny because when I'm like in more, when I have confidence in myself, mm-hmm. I start to get better into pronunciation. But when I feel like uncomfortable or something, I start to mess up without.
Do you get to speak English with many people in your social circle?
Right now, yes. Right now, yeah. Yeah, and when I was, like 5 years ago, I started to work in a comic shop
Okay.
and board game stuff. And, in that store, we have a lot of customers of other countries too. So speak English was a basic skill we need.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, start to talking with a lot of people.
That's amazing. Well, your English is really good. How did you, so when you were younger, you were into kind of heavy rock or this kind of thing. What was going on like around you? What was your family into? Were they also listening to Slipknot and Guns N' Roses or
Yeah, yeah. My brothers. I have two older brothers, and they listen that kind of music back in the day. In the early 2000s, here was pretty popular actually.
okay.
Because I remember all the people here in the mainstream, and in the mainstream was like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Audioslave, because that was the mainstream back in the day, and Slipknot was a huge thing in the early 2000s, for teenagers, and one of my brothers have this, in that time we used to watch DVDs and stuff like that, and my brother put a DVD of random videos of a bunch of musical artists, but all the videos was from Rammstein, Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, which I love Aerosmith actually, Led Zeppelin and classic rock and stuff like that. And when I was like watching all these people, I was like, wow, what is this?
Wow,
It's
like
so
Christmas.
it looks so fun and cool, and it matched perfectly with the because I have like some issues with my family too. So since when I was a child, then now I feel sometimes I feel like the anger inside myself, and that heavy music express really good that feelings of anger and anxiety and stress, and when everything is not going well.
It's a good
So
way to, it's a
maybe
good
that,
way to take everything out of your mind, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and I think art is just that, express feelings and connect with others.
Yeah. That's
That's the
amazing.
magical
So
thing.
you learned guitar and English
Yeah,
and had therapy. This is incredible.
yeah, yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. And
What about your, like, were your mum and dad around? Were they into the same music, or were they like, oh my God, turn that shit off. I want to listen to Banda or Jose Jose. Like, what was going on with
yes,
your
yes,
parents?
yes, because my dad, he was a amateur singer of mariachi,
Wow, cool. Okay.
like Vicente Fernandez and stuff like that. He has a great voice, actually,
Wow.
a great and powerful voice, but he never took it like seriously,
Right.
like making a career or something.
It was just
And my
something
mom,
he loved.
what?
It was just something
Sorry?
he loved to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mom, and she's not a musician. She comes from a small town near from Palenque,
Okay.
and lives here right now. But she doesn't have like any interest into arts or things like that, which
What
is
about,
funny.
well,
What?
yeah. So are they kind of, are your family really supportive of you and your art?
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah, really. And like I say to my friends, all the time, like going against
Slow.
the flow of people. Yeah, but it's great because it makes me have this tough skin right now, and when some people criticize my work or something, I feel like, well, it's okay. It doesn't.
You're doing what you love. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
what other people think, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and obviously everyone here, including myself, we love Lord Crow. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So when did you decide that obviously you're playing guitar? Did you ever get the opportunity to play drums as well, or did you just stick with the love of guitar?
I just stick into guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a year ago, maybe I was taking some lessons of drums, but I can't play drums right now because I'm too, into my guitar skill. And because with drums you need to have like a pattern here, a pattern here, a pattern here,
Yeah.
and I can't like do it all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, that's
So,
it.
so when did you kind of think, right, I'm now going to be an artist. I'm now going to write my own material. I mean, like, how long was the journey from watching YouTube videos to becoming the artist that you are today?
Well, since then, when I start, uh, I was clear, with my mind about I need to make my music, because that's the great thing of rock music. It's because it's not, you don't need to be perfect to play it. You don't need to, spend like the whole, college stuff to write a song, And since then, but in that time, I was more thinking like a guitar player, just, you know, and I was like thinking about being in a band and meeting people and writing music with people, not just me and playing my ideas, just, But it's difficult here because it's a small town and because there is not, because the style I play, there is not much, musicians with that kind of, music.
Same vibe, right?
Yeah, because I started playing in bands in when I supposed to be in college.
Okay.
Yeah, but all the other musicians was like get into medical careers and stuff like that. So they leave the music. Mm-hmm. So when I was like 22, 23, I started to feeling so frustrated about it, and I start to getting into my into the back of my mind, like music, it needs to be just a hobby right now, Okay. And then I start to work into regular jobs, but I didn't feel good without music,
Yeah.
And that happens to me the last year. I was working as a waiter in a small restaurant bar slash
Yeah.
And I was like doing micheladas and stuff like that, But I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel good about it. It was like, seriously, this is gonna be my life, the rest of my life. I'm gonna be a waiter. I'm gonna be a shopkeeper. I'm gonna be like all this kind of stuff, and music just a hobby. And I have a friend called Enos Antonio, which is amazing. He's an amazing guitar player.
Okay.
And he was doing busking here. And I remember maybe it was a Saturday in the morning. I asked him how much money you can make busking. And he told me, well, I'm like the whole day in the street and make in a good day like 800 pesos. And I was like, wow, oh my God. Because as a waiter here, this city, the salaries are not the greatest. It's, so many places are like abusers,
they pay really bad.
Yeah, they pay really bad. And, if you work as a waiter like one day of 8 hours, it's like 200. If you are lucky, actually.
Wow.
And plus tips, but it's not much at all. And when he told me, you can get in tips busking like 800 pesos. I was like, I need to try it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do it too. And I started singing 3 years ago.
Okay.
I didn't think so, yeah. But because the same problem, we don't have a lot of musicians here in the bands, I started to take into vocals. But I didn't have any technique and you know, respiration and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 years ago, when I was working in the comic shop, we have an event, and we have a band and other guy who plays like folk, and he asked me if I want to play a song, and I was like, okay, yeah, why not? And that's why I pick up the acoustic guitar again, because I never stopped to play acoustic guitar because I love it. Okay. I play electric and acoustic, and I just love the instrument, you know.
Yeah.
And I started singing into the shop, and the people was like very supportive. Like, you know, the people are like having this feedback. The energy was great. And a friend of mine, she told me, why don't you get into like a solo artist? And I was like, yeah, maybe. I never thinking about it, you know. I just think in this mindset of being in a band,
right,
and not a solo artist. But since then, I start to, maybe I need to be a solo artist right now. And at the beginning of this year, I quit my job as a waiter, and I started busking.
Okay.
Took in the streets, and I have a Keep Street great amplifier, by the way.
Okay. Amazing.
And I start to make covers of music that really likes me, about, you know, the grunge era and alternative rock and hard rock and classic rock and stuff like that, but more like the 90s music.
Okay. And how has that been going for you?
Pretty good, because right now I'm in a band already.
Okay.
And we were a band of covers. It's not my band, actually. It's a band of a drummer. And yesterday I received a text of a friend of mine who need a singer to play with like the residence band of Jack Book Bar, which is a small bar here.
Yeah.
And for working December and January, playing covers again, but it's okay. But it's so, I don't know. I never think as myself as a singer, you know.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm a guitar player, not a singer. But it's so strange. All the people right now are asking me to sing into their bands, and to me it's so weird.
Amazing.
But it's
amazing to have these opportunities.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yes.
You're obviously doing the right thing, because if you wasn't, opportunities would not happen, right?
Yeah. Yes. So that's the thing I try to get into my mind, because I think all the artists, we have this doubts about our own work or our own talent, you know.
Yeah.
But
that's part of the chemistry of art, right? I've been a singer, professional and semi-professional, for 35 years. So, and then I can be singing for people and they love it, and I feel like I'm fucking amazing. And then I can be in a room full of people, and one person will kind of look at me and go, like, boring. And my whole world is, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Who am I trying to impress? Like, this is shit. Why am I doing? And that's after like 34 years of doing it. So, yeah, because for me, when you do something like singing, when you do something like playing, you're putting your whole being into this talent. This talent is your being, right? So And because of who we are artistically, we love the sad story. We believe the sad story before the positive story, right? The
Yeah.
story that, you know, your shit is way easier to believe than you're amazing, you know? And when people say, oh my God, you're amazing, you're like, oh, okay, thanks. People say shit, you're like, oh yeah, I know I'm shit. And so I think, but that also, I think that brings in emotion, authenticity, pain.
Yeah.
Like it brings in the drama to the work that we do. And because most of the human race feels shit most of the time, we
Yes.
can really play to their needs and their emotions and their experiences. So I kind of think that it's, you know, it's a part of the healing process for everybody, really, to feel shit about what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we should celebrate feeling shit.
They really, you know, the bad musicians, they never have that feeling.
No, this is what I found amazing. I used to do karaoke nights for people.
Yeah.
And I would get some people singing. Now, I'm a good singer, but I'm not a great singer. Like, I can pretty much do a bit of everything. You know, like, I'm good at some things. I'm better at other things. I'm really just mediocre at other things. And
Yeah.
but always my confidence is kind of like there and below. Like I'm never really, unless I'm really vibing, I'm always kind of like watching people's reactions and feeling like, is this okay? Am I doing okay? Am I doing okay? Is this all right? And then people in karaoke that could not sing a tune if their life depended on this, but their confidence, it was like watching fucking Talia on Michael Jackson on stage. They were like, there was not one note of their song that was in the tune of the song. Like, it was like the worst. It was like watching a soccer match for me. It was just abuse to my ears. But they were like, yeah, I'm not the fucking man. Like, yeah. You know, just like,
I'm killing it. Yeah. They are that, yes.
I would love their confidence. I would love that confidence. It was just overwhelming.
Yeah, the same happened to me. Yeah, the same happened to me. Because, and that's why I found busking a really good tool for us as a musicians, because, you know, I'm an introvert.
Me too, yeah.
So it's difficult to me, like being on stage and perform and getting to, you know, but I'm trying. I'm always trying to learn something about it, you know, about all the experiences I have as an artist. But yes, you know, busking is a great tool to get more confident.
Yeah, to find your artistic feet, right?
I have seen some musicians who are like, oh my god, and they don't think they are bad. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I don't know how. I mean, sometimes I kind of think as well. I will look at someone singing and they think they're amazing, and I'm like, oh my god, am I doing the same? Like, am I on that stage singing and people are like, oh, he's shit, but he thinks he's better than he is, and I'm thinking, so I'm emailing and messaging my friends. Do you really think I'm an okay singer? Like, can I really do this? And like, yeah, you're a lovely singer, Jaden. We love listening to you. I'm like, but are people looking at me like I'm looking at them? So yeah, I don't think it ever ends.
Yeah. I think the same way when I
ends, mate.
Someone who is shit, and I'm like, maybe when I play, it sound like that.
I think
I'm so embarrassed. Yeah.
I think authenticity. Like, I try not to judge anymore. I think, okay, like,
yeah,
people are going to love you for part of what you are. So it's who you are as a human, who you are as a guitarist, who you are as a singer, who you are as a confident man on stage. And people are going to also hate you for the same things.
Yes.
So as long as you are being the best Lord Crow, the best Jaden Cornelious that you can be in that moment, I will try my best. It's not always possible, but I will sing to 2 people the same way as I would sing to 200 people.
Yeah.
This is not about you watching me. This is about who I am as an artist. And I try now just to be my authentic self. Some days I do sound shit because maybe something in life has been shit. Maybe I don't feel good. Maybe I'm just not vibing and tonight is very difficult. I will do my best in that situation. But for me, that night I'm shit. And then there could be another night where I'm like, oh my God, Jaden, you should be at like Wembley. You're amazing.
Yeah.
It's about honesty in your art, right? Honesty in your art.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, you're right. Because when I start to learn how to sing, I found out there's a lot. It has to do with confidence and more than being in key. Mm-hmm. But if you're relaxed and you can relax all your vocal cords and your tones, you can easily hit the notes,
yeah,
and not being off key. But when you start to, when you have stress on you or you're feeling down or you feel, because that happened, yeah, it's more difficult.
Yeah. It's not the easiest job in the world.
No, and people think that.
One of my biggest problems as well was I really am an introverted extrovert. Like the only time I go out is when I'm working. Like I don't go out. I don't go to parties. I don't drink. I don't sometimes smoke if I'm stressed or down, but very rarely smoke. I would be happy doing my shows, listening to music, watching Netflix. Like this is where I am the most. I have 23 animals from the street, so I have like a big pet, a mascota family. So I love my time of just being the introverted self. And when you're a singer and artist, no one believes that you are an introvert. No one believes an introvert.
But that's cool because when you're performing, and that happened to me when I because I'm keeping with busking because I found out I really love that. I really love, and I was thinking in other mindset right now because when I started busk, I started just for have a extra income being a musician, working as a musician. But right now I was thinking about how you can give to the people. You can give energy, you can give moments, you can give, because us as an artist, we have a responsibility too to, reach them joy or maybe express sadness and someone is feeling shit that day and you can have like this song in the right moment and the people feel more like not being alone, And I was start to changing my mindset as an artist like that, like what I'm giving into this world, Absolutely. And even if it's heavy music or it's sad music, there's a lot of people feeling in that way, and we need to represent that feelings and that emotions for the Absolutely. People.
I've told this story before, but I had this really interesting event happen to me that really kicked me in the pom-pom. Like it was a real revelation for me. And I was singing in a shopping centre in London. Yeah. And I've done this kind of thing so many times. I was invited to come and sing, so I went to sing, and people were walking, doing their shopping, and no one was really listening. And I'm like, why am I doing this, man? Like, I've been singing for, I think it was like 20 years at the time. I've been doing this for 20 years. Like, no one's listening, no one's really interested. Sometimes kids will look with their mum, and then at the end of it, this woman came up as I was packing my stuff away. She came up and she looked a little bit crazy, and I was like, and see, I just always get the crazies. Like, I'm single, I'm never going to meet anyone, I attract crazy people, what's going on? And this woman came up to me and she kind of stood near me. I'm like, are you okay? And she went, yeah. I said, oh, did you listen to music? She went, yeah, a little bit. She went, okay, I have to talk to you. I said, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. And she said, and I can't remember it, that, like how many years. She said, I've not left my house in 15 years or something. She goes, I've been agoraphobic because of some trauma. And I've been in therapy for many years trying to get myself to leave the house, and I couldn't do it. She goes, today was my attempt to leave the house. She said, and I got out of my front door and I heard in the distance someone singing Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross. She said, and that was the song that I had in my mind for my father when he died. That was my dream. That was my song for him when he died. She said, and I had to come and find where the source of that song was. And it brought me here to you. She said, and this is the first time I've left my house in 15 years, and I could not have done that if you was not singing that song the time I left my house. And I was like, wow. So I kicked my ass for being so bloody judgmental, for being grumpy, and for taking, I say my talent, but for taking what I do for granted and for me rather than for what it offers, as you said, for other people. So if I had no one else noticed me that day, probably, but she noticed me, and it was the first time she was able to leave her house in 15, 20 years, whatever it was, because of my singing that song. So it's magic. It's pure magic. You know, it can be the most phenomenal instrument of therapy, you know, to some people. It's amazing. And yeah, you do have to own it with responsibility. And that's why, like now, like I said, if there's two people singing and they don't give a shit that I'm there or not, I will still sing the same as if there's 200, because I want to give a good example of Jaden Cornelious.
Yeah.
So what you're doing and your approach to your art is perfect, man. It's absolutely perfect. So
thank you so much.
Do everything without expectation, but for the love of doing it.
Yes. And yes, you know, when I start this year doing it, I was so afraid of I was afraid of, what if I'm not good enough, you know? What if I'm not making it? What if because to me, you know, I think all the musicians, we have these big dreams of being famous and rich and stuff, no? But right now, I think the better success is if you're doing something that you love and that can pay the bills. It's
Absolutely
amazing.
Absolutely.
And as we say, music has a powerful, you know, impact into the people's lives. And not just music, you know, like all the art, like books, movies, stuff. Because that's funny, you know, all the musicians, we experiment that judgment of people when we need to express ourselves into our art. Like, get a real job, you know. All the time we hear the same. But all the people didn't realize that we are surrounded by art, you know, in everything, in books, in comics, in TV shows, in movies, in, you know,
everything.
Yes, and we're surrounded by art. It's something human, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think in that kind of, because some people have this feeling of being a musician or being an artist is like you're a strange thing and you have pure talent and you are like something weird in the world. And I think the opposite. I think we all human beings have art in ourselves, but just a little bit of people start to develop their skills into that.
Yeah, I think art is the manifestation.
Sorry. My guitar, one of my guitars are fallen.
Okay.
Okay. Ready.
You good?
The problem, yeah.
Then we'll go back. So I think art is the manifestation of spirit. I think it's who we are as spiritually creative people, you know. I think when we are human is where we look past our art and just want to gain, just want to work, just want to kind of do this. I think as creators, we're like this, and that brings harder emotions, rawer experiences, and things like that, because we don't have this, right, I'm working Monday to Friday, I'm going on holiday with the wife in July, and I'm going to have one kid next year, and whereas art is like, oh my god, I can paint, I can draw, I can play, I want to learn an instrument, I want to write a book, I want to I want to become the best guitarist and the best singer, and I want to make albums, and that is scary because it's power, right?
Yes. Like I said, when January starts, I was afraid of not having money and being broke.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
See, amazing.
It's magical because I think the universe we are living speaks to us like all the time. And when you give that gift to yourself of being yourself and doing what you really love, the universe gives to you back the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was, I had no plan. I just grabbed my guitar, my amplifier, and I started to sing the songs I already have, And, with patience, that action make other things happen, like book gigs, and right now I'm teaching into a school. I'm teaching to small child guitar, which is super great. It's great. I never thought of being a teacher in a school because I hate school.
Yeah, me too. It was the worst experience of my life.
But right now I'm in school teaching, so it's great.
It's full circle, and now it's bringing lessons and income. That's really great, mate.
And again, teaching lessons to little kids. It's maybe I'm right now the teacher I really like to have when I start to learn guitar. So right now I feel great to be in that kind of teacher to my students, and shared all the things I learned over these years, and make them the way easier than myself,
Than how you experienced it.
Yes, and I start writing my songs. Right now I have 2 original songs, and I'm writing more music, and I want to make an EP and put it, online. That's why I don't have right now recorded my songs, but I want to record the whole EP and release it as a singles,
Amazing.
And do my own stuff. Here on the internet.
Yeah, amazing, man. And it's good that we can do that now. We have the whole just here, right? So it's really impressive. And next year, 2026, you might have a short British guitar student, because I have a guitar hanging on my wall. The only time I've touched it is when I'm cleaning the house. I need to remove dust. And the other day, the wind blew it off of the wall and it hit the floor, and I picked it up and I was like, oh, this is the only time I've touched this guitar since I've had it. So you might have a new student next year when I get some time, mate.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
That would be cool.
So
to become my guitar teacher.
Yes.
Amazing. Now, I want to ask you as well, I know you said that you, as an artist, you like to go with the flow, that you don't plan too much in advance. You kind of see what the universe brings into your camino, into your path, right? And at the moment, you're working gradually on an EP. If you had to make plans and dreams for the future, kind of what would they be?
Well, of course, the plan right now, the short-term plan, is to make my EP like acoustic folk, but with that kind of alternative rock music vibe and grunge, because I really love grunge. But I want to make a whole album with all my songs, but in a band format.
Okay.
With, drums, bass, guitars, and, playing gigs, because I really love to perform right now. And I don't know, that's like my short term in
medium term plan.
Medium term plan, yeah.
That's amazing.
Just release music, yeah. Just release music. And we don't know what's going on the world right now. But right now I learned how to just be in the today. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why I don't plan like in a long term.
Yeah.
But it's working for me. I don't know.
And keep doing what you are doing. This is the perfect recipe. It's really good. Yeah. Lord Crow, yeah. I thank you so much for being part of the Jaden Show. It's been amazing to talk to you. Maybe we might even do a collaboration in the future. We can do something for YouTube.
Sure.
As we're almost neighbors.
Thank you so much for having me here in your channel. I was super excited to be here and for doing this interview, because it's great to make an interview in English because it's not my first language. So
and you've done amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, your English is almost better than mine.
I don't think so.
I think it's better than my Spanish. I was on Sábados Musicales as well, and I'd done my first interview in Spanglish. And it was one of the most scary experiences of my life because my Spanish is really bad. Like, I have no sense of past.
I have heard you speaking, and it's pretty good. You have a good pronunciation.
Thank you, but I don't know past tense. I don't know future tense. So luckily, there was a wonderful artist and girl there that was helping me. I would say as much as I could in putting all my Spanish vocabulary into the sentence, and then I look at her and say, and she'll go, "Okay, so what Jaden is saying," and I was like, "Okay."
But Spanish is a very big language. That's why we have too many ways to say something.
Yes.
And it's in English, because in English we are looking to say like the more short sentences and express like the whole concept into that. But in Spanish it didn't happen. It's like when you ask for something in Spanish, it's like you can make it like a question or I forgot a word.
Yeah, but no, it's crazy. It's crazy difficult for me. So, but poco a poco, señor.
Exacto.
Vivo en México, entonces necesito aprender español, ¿verdad? Para sobrevivir. Especially here in Chiapas.
Yes.
And I need to learn Tzotzil, because all my communities, they only speak Tzotzil.
Yeah.
So I can say Colobal. Thank you. That's the only thing I know at the moment. But, poco a poco.
That's great.
Lord Crow, thank you for being on my show. People at home, you love him. You need to follow him. He is on Instagram. He is on Facebook. And he is on YouTube. The links are running along the bottom of this interview. And you will also find them on the title page of this episode. Go and show the brother some love and support. Mate, we are in contact. And I will see you again very soon.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
My friend. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Bye-bye. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's show. He's such a lovely guy. Please go and support him on his social media platforms, especially now while you're at the beginning of his career, because that boy is going to be going far. He's got a great mindset and he's super talented. So please go and show him some love and support on his Instagram, his Facebook, and his YouTube. But don't forget to share him with all your friends and family too. While you're there, you can come and subscribe to this channel and all of my stuff on social media as well. I'm going to leave you with an original song by Lord Crow. It's called Cage. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next Sunday on the Jaden Show with another wonderful human being. Take care. See you later. Stay beautiful. Bye-bye.